So, it's another day. And I made a mistake. The other day when I was fussing around with the Artbird head tracker thing, I don't know if I was distracted or whatever, but don't do what I did. I reverse polarity'd the receiver and the magic smoke came out. So we're not going to use it anymore. It was my fault. It's now unusable. It's in the garbage. I did order one from the flight test people. It'll be here soon. But anyway, we're not here for that. We're here for this. This is the pan and tilt thing. We're going to put this in a 1/5 scale car. That's what we're going to use this for. So it came out right. I decided to save some space by facing the camera the opposite way. I'll figure out what to do with the antennas when I put it in the car in a little while. Again, I had to do a lot of un-Chinesing of this to make it work the way I want it to work. One of the other things I did, and here's a weird thing. When you get these cheapo servos off of Amazon, they are, the ones that come with the pan and tilt mechanism are made by Tiang Kong RC. Okay, that's who sells them. It's an MG90S micro servo. Now, if you look at this one here, it's the same servo, MG90S micro servo. The weirdest thing about it, though, was when I went to put it back together, because I had to replace it, I fried the board in the other one because I used 6 volts. I didn't have a 4 volt or 4.8 volt battery or a BEC, so I fried it. I fried it all the way. The magic smoke came out of that too. Poof! Just like that. Anyway, this servo is the same listing on Amazon as the servos that came with the pan and tilt mechanism. But the gear, the pinion, output shaft, whatever you want to call it, had a different arm on it, like Futaba versus JR or whatever it was. So I had to use a different arm. Anyway, everything's on there and happy, and it came out okay. This is going to be, like I said, for the 1/5 scale car. The one that's coming from flight test, that's going to be on the airplane because it's smaller, much lighter. This is probably, I'd say 3 ounces, okay? Let's say it's 3 ounces. I'm not going to weigh it. I don't even care about that. But it is very durable. It's durable enough to put in an RC car, so that's what we're going to do. Lessons learned when you're going to set this up. If you order this from Banggood or wherever it came from, it did come from China. Don't put more than 5 volts in it. 5 volts was the high side for the servos that come with it. Or put your own 6 volt servos in there, because you're going to fry them like me. I'm not disappointed. They're like $3 servos. It's not the end of the world. I was disappointed. But hey, you know what I did? I went and I ordered some 4.8 volt receiver battery so that I don't do that again. And that's how we're going to put it in the car. We're going to operate this on 4.8 volts, or we'll just set the BEC to 4.8 volts, and we'll do it that way. So what we have coming off here, before we close this part out, you got your pan servo feet, you've got your tilt servo feed. This is the battery power for the camera itself. And this is no, that's not it. This is the fan power. All right, to keep it cool. So remember, I live in Florida, and it gets hot, especially inside that car. So like, you got the big greenhouse effect happening if I choose to run it during the day, which I probably won't because it's just too hot and I'm afraid I'll melt. So I'm happy with how it came out. Now we're just going to put it into the 1/5 scale Audi. And we're not going to use a head tracking thing for that. We're going to have the pan function tilt. We're going to have the pan function follow the steering, okay? And then maybe we'll use a trim to adjust the viewing angle up and down. I don't know if I want to put it inside the car because you don't really get the best view. I'm probably still going to mount it on top of the car. Maybe we'll do it both ways. I don't know. I don't have that much time. But we're going to do something with it, okay? It is indeed going into the 1/5 scale car. And it'll be happy there. All right? Stand by. So this ESC doesn't have 4.8 volts because it's a big boy car. Anyway, I'm running a giant high-tech, what is it? D845 steering servo, you know. I was running it on 7.4, but we're going to go in here and program the ESC on two things. We're going to put some drag brake on, and we're going to change the BEC to 6 volts. There we go. We don't need that much reverse. We changed that to 40 from 60. Forward throttle, we don't need that. We're going to leave it fine, just like that. Brake force, 50%, that's fine. Drag brake. Put 15%, that's good enough. That'll slow it down without dragging the wheels. Motor rotation, that's fine. Neutral range, we tuned that before, that's regular. See the asterisk? That means it's neutral. BEC, you have an option of 6 volts or 7.4. We're going to keep it at 6 volts. Press OK. And that's it. That's all you have to do to tune the BEC on a ZTW Beast. This is 12S. This car will do like 80 miles an hour. One of the things I like to do, because I keep so many cars operating, and when I go away from work, I'm 100% in my job. I don't think about much of anything. So what I'll do is I'll take a little label maker doohickey. I'll make a little label, see? Then I'll put that in here so that the next time I know what the BEC is set at. And I don't have to go here and get the programming card out and deal with all that dumbness. That way I can have more fun instead of programming stuff. I'll just put that on the front here. And that'll be fine. Just like that. That's all you need. It's just like working on a Jeep. 700 zip ties for 4 inches of wire. So what we did the last time we were home is we adjusted the shocks because this was riding like a school bus. That ain't no good. We're going to see if these if the spring rates are okay. What I was considering was I could easily mount this right here. There's still you know, the canopy of the car is going to be like up here. But as I said, you'll get the video game view, and you can move, you know, the camera's going to move with the steering, and that's cool. Okay, that's very cool. But I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll have fun with it and put it inside the car, even though it's not my first choice. Let's do that. Let's put it inside the car and see what happens, okay? Okay. So already I found something I don't like. Aside from the fact that it's stupidly clean because I hardly use it. It's just huge, you know, it's a big RC car. What I don't like and what I'm going to change is, as I make upgrades and repairs and stuff on the car, I get rid of all the FG dumb stuff in here. On this car, I haven't done it yet. I think there's let me see. No, I haven't. On my monster truck, I changed out the motor mount because the one on FG, it's fixed. And if you want to change the gear ratio, you have to buy FG's gears because you have to make them equal 60. So if you have a 40 over here, you have the 20 over here. It has to equal 60 all the time. So they're only 1.5 mod gears. And I want to use different motors than the one that came with it. This was set up for 4S. 4S. Who sets up 4S? There's no fun with 4S unless it's a 10th scale. Anyway, this thing is 25 pounds. 4S. Enough. So, I have a different motor mount so that you could use different pinions without having to buy the FG stuff. You get it from WFO. Makes these killer aluminum motor mounts for FG cars. I highly recommend it. Anyway, that's not what I'm barking about right now. What I'm barking about is getting rid of these star drive screws and using Allen screws. It's just dumb. Every time I adjust something or change something, I get rid of the FG dumbness. It's a good car otherwise, but I'm like, why do you use star drives? How many hobbyists do you know use star drives? It's just dumb. Okay, so what have we done now? You should see. Let's press the record button. Recording. You should see that we have everything functional. We did have to put a BEC. BECs in the back. See, that's the BEC right there, giving us the proper voltage for the DJI. Otherwise, the magic smoke would come out because this is like 36 volts. That's too many volts for the camera. But anyway, this is what we have. You know, if we do this, we do that. You see what we're doing? And that's our final plan. Now we just have to go take it for a test drive. All right? First, let's see what it looks like with the body on. So now we have the body on. Let's check out the view with the goggles. Let's check it out. Ooh, that's kind of limiting. It's okay. I'd rather it. I mean, we have everything the way it's supposed to be, right? Be hard to drive like this if you're going super fast, so I'll probably let somebody watch while I'm driving. But this works. However, I would always prefer the camera to be on top of the car. But this will be fun for one of the kids to ride along and watch, you know? What we have done is we have tidied everything up. I was going to run this at 6S, but for whatever reason ESC was flipping out on me, and that cost me an hour of figuring out. The Beast ESC is 300 amps. It's a hell of an ESC. So now we're running 12S. That's stupid power. I don't really need 12S. I wanted to run 6. So I charged the batteries all the way, and now I have it set up for 12. This here is a hairband, because I noticed when I was setting up yesterday that the pan servo would flip out. It wouldn't want to find its center. It would keep bouncing because of the weight of the camera and all the weight that's up there. So I put a hairband on there, and when it tries to get back to center, it doesn't flip out. It doesn't go shake, 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 shake. The servos shouldn't be running at 6 volts, but the ESC doesn't go any lower, and I don't have any other BSCs to put in there, and I'm tired of soldering. So I'm going to take this out for a drive, and we'll go from there. So what else do I want to say? Oh yeah, the ESC and what else are we doing? A lot of you guys that run the Fly Sky Noble NB4 transmitter, it comes with one of these. Comes with one of these receivers, and apparently it's got a gyro in there, but I don't use it. I use a GY401. It's a heading hold gyro from my helicopter days, and I've pretty much bought every used one I could find on the internet. I'm up to like 9 of them because they're just awesome gyros. They're good for drifting cars and everything. They're just awesome. Also, what I wanted to say is, with these receivers here, is that upside down? No? Upside down? The radio comes with this, the FGR4. Alright, you get one in the box when you buy the radio brand new, and it's fine. The range is about 1,000 feet. Okay? It's an alright receiver. If you follow a YouTube channel called WTFRC Cars, there's a little guy over there in Britain. It's got a good channel. It's got a good following. He will tell you, and I'll put the link down in the comments or in the about of this video, you can run these airplane receivers off of the NB4 if you do a little bit of a firmware upgrade. I think it gives you 8 channels or something like that. So that's how I have the camera pan and tilt running off of this receiver from this radio. Do the firmware upgrade. Remember to update this one as well. And that's what I have inside the car. So let me put a wheel underneath this so it doesn't take off. Do-do-do-de-do-de-do. So the turn the radio on first. Apparently we have to recalibrate it. Wait for the little blinky light. It's reverse, and here comes neutral. I have to turn it off.
Signal lost.
Turn it back on. And there we go. It's just that simple. So I don't know why we had to recalibrate it. I did it last night. But whatever. It might have been because I had to replug the receiver and everything back in and do the wiring all neat. So it was really that simple to calibrate the ESC on this car. So this wire, this is just a positive and negative coming off of the battery leads, and that is the power for the DJI air unit, and that's it. Now we just have to go take it for a ride.